Hello everyone, Minute Plus Meditation, Wednesday, October the 13th. So from Romans, we're in chapter 2 now. St. Paul starts, "You have no excuse, whoever you are, when you judge others, for in passing judgment on another, you condemn yourself, because you, the judge, are doing the very same things." So, and there's obviously much more. I mean, this is such a packed letter. So, for our reflection, for your reflection, some of the things perhaps you can draw upon in your prayer from this is, number one, the importance of knowing the difference between judging the state of somebody's soul. Nobody can do this except God, and judging actions. Now, we must judge actions by the very nature of who we are. Otherwise, we would have no system of law, right? That people couldn't be judged based on the fact that they stole something, or they killed somebody, or they slandered somebody, and be held accountable for that. So we have to judge actions, and even when it comes closer to home, we must be willing to say to people, what you're saying is not right, or it's wrong, it's outright wrong. Right? Whether it could be like detraction, which is actually saying something true, but why are you saying it? Just to harm a person, or because you can't keep your mouth shut, you just feel this overwhelming need to go on and on, and we have to recognize not everything we say that's true is things we should say, because it might actually harm somebody, and there's no need for us to do this. And then there's, of course, calumny and all the other sins of the tongue. So these are things we have to be very conscientious of and be willing to call out. And, couples who cohabit, parents, when they come home, don't let them sleep together in the same bed. But you got to be clear about this, and you got to be charitable, and you got to be firm. And they say, well, you're judging us. Who are you to judge, right? Well, actually, according to our Christian teaching, God judges your actions, and your actions are not in accord with God's teaching and what we believe. We don't have to genuflect to your beliefs or to your actions. We're not saying we don't know the state of your soul, ultimately, because only God can assess that. But we have an obligation to be in accord with our own belief system to say, you sleep in that bed and you sleep in that bed. If people don't like this, then people don't like this. They may threaten or say, well, we're out of here. Well, we hope you don't go. We love you. But, basically, however you say this, stop trying to insist on your will in this house. Sometimes we let people get away with all sorts of nonsense or garbage because we're not willing to risk standing up for God and His truths. And I know it hurts. It can cause real divisions in families. So we have to be charitable. We have to pray a lot. Pray to their angels that they'll accept us. They don't, unless they show up sort of unannounced. The boy is coming home with his girlfriend, or the girlfriend with her boyfriend. You know this in advance, so pray a lot for the courage. Pray to your angels, their angels, and be willing to state the truth. Even before perhaps they come home, knowing full well what they're going to do. Don't get caught unexpected. This is why we find ourselves in a corner and often perhaps just give way on moral principles. So pray for the grace you need to do this. You're not judging the state of their soul. Ask our Lord to help you be purified of this, to avoid this always. And when you judge their actions, that you're doing so in such a way that it's filled with love and charity and not with harshness. So that's from the letter to the Romans, and there's so much more that I encourage you to, of course, read and reflect on. You can maybe get something else from this letter, from this section of the letter to the Romans. And the gospel, we're in Luke chapter 11 now, and our Lord sort of continues His encounter with the Pharisees. The Pharisee who had invited Jesus to dinner was amazed to see that Jesus did not first wash before eating. Then the Lord said to him, "Woe to you, Pharisees, for you tithe mint and rue and herbs of all kinds, and neglect justice and the love of God. It is these you ought to have practiced without neglecting the others." So in this passage, our Lord, first of all, is saying that even like the tithing of mint, rue, and cumin and all that, the herbs, is important. It has a place in our relationship with God. But it can serve as a trap. And the trap is that it can become an end unto itself. It can lead us to forget the weightier matters of the law, which is justice and charity and care for the poor. It can happen so easily to you and to me. Why? Because we can control, the tithes, the mint, and the herbs, and so on. We can write a check. We can put our money in the collection plate, and it's something we have done. We can control that, right, to a certain extent. But to actually sacrifice ourselves to apologize to somebody that we love, that's, husband, wife, friend, colleague, or whatever, that can be really difficult. Or to care for the poor by, I don't know, maybe serving in a soup kitchen, or bringing sandwiches to the Sisters of Mother Teresa for others, or asking how we can help out, is really going out of our way. And even making time for God, of course, because God is the most important one of all. I mean, from God, everything else flows. So this is really what's challenging, and it requires a transformation of our heart, not just something on the external, which, again, like the rue, cumin, and mint, serve a place. Those things are meant to be an exterior manifestation of our desire to give ourselves to God and for the good of others. So today, remember the place of judging actions, but not the state of someone's soul, and do so always with charity, with kindness, but firmness, and the importance of always giving God first and the good of others, being willing to undergo that transformation of our heart. And then all the external actions we do, whether it's writing the check or putting the money in the collection or lighting a candle or whatever it is, that all of this is meant to be an interior desire on our part to show God how grateful we are to Him and how much we love Him. God bless you.